Hello and welcome. My name is VonClayton Gaming, and if you haven't figured it out yet, we're not going to be gaming today because I am in the middle of a river. So I'm making this video to kind of explain my current situation because recently I've made a pretty big life change and I've taken a temporary job far away from my house, and I will be working near Yellowstone National Park for a few months. It is very remote. The nearest city is like 50 minutes away, and the internet at the lodge that I'm working at is not really good enough to game. I do have access to a public library. America's public library system is amazing, by the way. I've been going to this library and uploading videos, uploading various stuff. But this time we are going to be talking about gaming, and really what I want to talk about today is actually taking a break from gaming, which is kind of what I'm doing. Now, I also want to mention I did take a bunch of videos on a hard drive with me. I have my laptop, so I will be editing some gaming videos. The frequency might be slow, I might not upload many shorts, but I do plan on creating content for VonClayton Gaming, and when I come back, we are of course going to continue. My Monster Hunter Let's Play series is still going to continue. I'm still working on some of those videos, so if that's what you're here on the channel for, don't worry, it's coming. Okay, so why do I find myself in Wyoming near Yellowstone? Essentially, nothing in my life was really going the way that I wanted it to go. I was having a hard time making a living. I had two jobs that I didn't really like, and I felt like I had completely wasted my 20s by just working my ass off. All I did in my 20s was work, and I honestly should have been traveling. I regret not traveling and exploring more. Adventure is something that I severely lack in my life, and I wanted to get out and do that. Now, one of the hardest choices for me for making a big lifestyle switch like that was getting away from gaming for a long period of time. There were many other things that I would have to leave behind, like my cats, which, I live with my parents, so my cats are with them, and they're not really my cats, but I miss them. You know, I would be leaving my computer, my gaming setup, and just kind of other little creature comforts. Other than that, not sacrificing too much to come out here. Not being able to play video games for about 2.5 months is a pretty long break. It might actually be the longest break from video games that I've had in a really long time. And frankly, there's a lot of people in the world right now who are playing a lot of video games. There does come a point where, you can have a video game addiction, especially with particular games. For example, WoW, World of Warcraft, can really suck you in and you end up playing for super long periods of time. There has been, I think, multiple cases of people dying while playing World of Warcraft because they sat for such a long period of time. They got blood clots, and of course that is not good. Video games are probably not worth dying over. Maybe you disagree, I don't know. The point is, a lot of us get really sucked into it, and it becomes a habit. Pretty much anything that provides dopamine seems like something that we can get addicted to as humans. Playing video games has become quite the crutch for many people. So I kind of wanted to document how it feels to be away from video games for quite a while. And, to give you some reference, I was playing probably, anywhere from 3 to 5 hours a night, pretty much every day. There were probably not many days where I didn't game at all. That's how I spent most of my nights, was just watching YouTube videos and playing video games. I do miss it a little bit. It was relaxing, and it was a very nice thing to end my night with. Even though I did play quite a long time, I also wasn't spending all of my time doing that. I would still go out during the daytime. I still had jobs, and I still had work to do and all these kinds of things. And it was pretty often that I wouldn't start playing video games until 9 or 10 in the evening. Still, I would still play for several hours a night. And now that I've been away from it for about 2 weeks, I have to say, honestly, I don't miss it nearly as much as I thought I would. I mean, part of that is I'm out here having a good time. During the nighttime when I'm laying in bed or I'm relaxing after work and it's dark out and I can't go out and enjoy the beautiful nature, it is a lot more difficult to kind of kill that time. We do have internet, but the internet is very spotty, which is like even more annoying than not having internet at all, because it like kind of works, but then things just buffer or won't load, or suddenly, I get disconnected or whatever. And I do want to say, if you get some kind of opportunity to just get a break from playing games and just sort of reset, I think not only is that a really healthy thing to do, but I think it's even better and it's good for your gaming, because then you come back feeling refreshed, you are not so burnt out or in the same habits of playing those games, and you come back with just kind of a fresher perspective. In some cases, you come back and you're able to enjoy it even more. I know there's a lot of people that have talked about going on vacation or going on a long trip, and then they come back and they get to sit at their computer, their keyboard feels weird and different. The whole gaming experience just is a novelty again. I think if you can take a break, that's great, and just do a little tolerance break for a week away from gaming. Now, I will say there's some other people who are my dorm mates we're all kind of living together in a dorm. This job provides housing, which is what gives me the opportunity to move away. There are some people who I can tell are having a hard time getting away from games. There's a lot of young people there that are gamers. There is a girl there who blatantly said, I really miss playing video games. And, I do too. And then I also met another person who actually plays RuneScape, which is a game that I've been into for a while. I will talk about RuneScape on this channel. I mention it all the time. But he's a big RuneScape player. He has verbalized that he wants to play RuneScape a lot. And he has played RuneScape a lot. And RuneScape is even a good game for this kind of thing, for traveling, mobile gaming. RuneScape is a great game. But at the same time, you don't want to be unable to take a break, right? You don't want it so that you can't make it a week without playing RuneScape, right? That's not really good. I mean, that I would say is nearing an addiction. It was kind of funny because there was someone that works there that came up to me within the first couple days, and he was like, "You play RuneScape, don't you?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, yeah, I do. Why do you say that, or how do you know? He's like, "I don't know, you just look like a person who plays RuneScape." I don't know what that means, but apparently I look like a person that plays RuneScape. Funny story, we actually went to the library 2 days ago just to use the internet, buy some stuff and whatever, and he did 2 runs of a boss, and he got a pet drop, which is extraordinarily lucky, and an insane coincidence that he got it in front of me at the library, which I think is cool. Congratulations to him. Additionally, there are a few people who have recently purchased a whole TV and a console specifically for trying to game out here. There are also people who are buying Starlink to get more reliable internet so they can be online and do things here. If you want to invest in that kind of thing for a mobile setup, I get that, and I may be doing something similar. I may be looking into a way where I can perhaps have a mobile internet connection practically almost anywhere I go. I get that. But at the same time, I personally came out here to get away from the technology. Even though I was still planning on making videos and doing some photography, which is working with technology and whatnot. But taking a break from video games was something that I was looking forward to. Because again, it would freshen up my perspective, give me a break, and just break me out of that cycle, which I felt I was deeply stuck in. There are people who simply cannot tolerate that length of time without playing games. And granted, they've been here for months, and I've only been here for 2 weeks so far, so maybe that will start to weigh on me as well. Additionally, there are some people who don't have cars, so traveling into the park and enjoying nature is not really something that they can do. To me, taking a job like this, especially up here near Yellowstone, this is an opportunity to unplug and get away from the tech and get away from the internet specifically. And my God, is it hard. I still find myself trying to check Instagram like all the time for no reason. I don't even fucking know why. There's nothing I even want to see there. Well, other than, girls. It's a problem. It is hard to get away from some of these things, and I'm not saying I'm Mr. Perfect and I'm just going monk mode out here, but I do want to talk about that and express that like, man, the technology addiction is like super duper real. The dopamine, the playing video games, the constantly being entertained, it is really, really tough. And I did notice a pretty big difference from like my first 3 or 4 days until now. I'm much less compulsively checking my phone and doing that kind of stuff. But anyway, I may have an opportunity to buy into Starlink, and we may all split the cost, and I may actually get a reliable internet connection at the resort. As much as I like the library in Cody, Wyoming, it's a very beautiful, awesome place. It is also an hour drive away, which is like 2 hours of transportation just to access reliable internet connection, which is rough. In the sake of creating content, I may do that. But there are other people at this resort who have like literally spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to buy like a console, a television, stuff that they probably already own, and all of that just to be entertained, right? Again, it's not that I don't get it, but this is an opportunity to unplug and get away from like the mindless consumption of electronic media, right? It's like instead of watching a movie you've already seen, you can pick up a book or go on a short hike. It's a pretty far stretch to get into Yellowstone. You can still walk right at our resort. There's literally a hiking trail that is like half a minute up the road that the trailhead starts at. I don't know, man. It's been really interesting kind of seeing that and like witnessing how certain people are like really, really suffering without the internet. Because like I personally thought I would have a hard time, and it is a challenge, but I was also looking forward to it. But other people, like, they just can't stand it. If they do order a console, I think I might get kind of a unique opportunity to have some fun gaming experiences, actually. Someone has a Switch, there's like this little Nintendo console. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like a Nintendo like mini game thing. I don't think it's like a full console. I don't really understand what it is. I think it could offer the opportunity to do some split screen gaming, as well as just like some co-op type stuff, LAN party kind of thing, where it's like, a bunch of people hanging out playing video games together. Which honestly kind of sounds exciting, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. Another thing I may try and do is at the Cody Library, you can actually borrow or rent a Nintendo Switch, and they actually have Monster Hunter Rise at the library. So, because my Monster Hunter content is so popular, and I do love Rise, I do love Monster Hunter, I think what I may try and do one day is go to the library, borrow a Switch, and at least experience Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch and talk about it. I've never used a Switch in my life, and I would love to talk about it and maybe even give my impressions about it. I also want to talk about some mobile gaming, which is kind of a segue into talking about RuneScape a little bit. RuneScape, in my opinion, is such a good game to take with you because you can run it on almost anything, including your phone. There's RuneScape Mobile now, and with RuneScape being RuneScape Mobile, you get access to the full game through your phone, which means, in my opinion, it is like the best phone game you can imagine because it's a full RPG on your phone. Additionally, if you have, let's say, a crappy laptop like myself, that laptop can almost certainly run RuneScape. So I don't know. RuneScape, in my opinion, is really good for this kind of thing, and I think it's almost like one of the best travel games, dare I say. computers and whatnot being so powerful and so compact, you know, you can get a gaming laptop that runs anything. You can get Steam Decks, you can get Nintendo Switches. So there's stiff competition. I just wanted to make this video to, first of all, I'm going to talk about what it's like taking a break from gaming for 2 months. I want to encourage people to not be afraid of putting video games down for a while if you need to. Yeah, I do plan on still uploading some content, including some gaming content. Like I said, without the internet or a powerful computer, I may just have to like talk while I play RuneScape kind of video. But I also do have Monster Hunter videos that I'll be editing through, and yeah, subscribe for more. In the meantime, I'm going to be enjoying some nature. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to game on, or if you need a break, don't be afraid to do that too. See you later, gamers.